I presume that I am not the only one saying this should be either on Broadway or on off Broadway.
Well, we were so close before COVID. We were really getting very close to going off Broadway with it, and so we're trying to get that engine rolling again. So yes, that's the goal.
We had been to New York several times. And
9.
The very first time we went, because I just made some phone calls, because every time New Yorkers came, because I'm a New York actor, and every time a New Yorker came in to see the play, they were like, "You guys got to bring this to New York." And New Yorkers don't bullshit you. So they don't say that unless they mean it. So I thought, okay, so we finally did. And the very first time we went, we had 5 Broadway producers there, and they were all interested.
Oh.
So I felt very confident that we just needed to kind of be the little engine that could. And so
And then COVID came?
well, we were heading, hi Joe, we were heading that way, and we were supposed to go in the fall of 2020, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
But so we're sort of de-thawing, we're on our way.
Okay.
Bless you. So what is the next step?
I think it was to get back on our feet. We, who knows what's happening with COVID, or variants
I
or
know.
something. We just have to wait and see. We can't. We're going to get one shot at this with the money, so we have to make sure we have a
Yes.
clean shot at. We won't get shut down or whatever. That we can have full houses and.
I had many friends and
Yeah.
shows in New York that got shut down in the
Of
middle
course,
so
of
it was
course.
in fact, we had people that were like sending condolences, "I'm so sorry." We were like, thank God we hadn't just gone into rehearsal. So
Oh,
actually,
Lord,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Anyway, plus, never mind. Look, we're all alive, so it's fine.
Right.
I'm sure there are questions from out in the audience, besides Joe, one of the great choreographers.
Right?
We got great choreographers in the house today.
Wow.
We got Joe Giammalva there,
Yes.
and we got Larry Fuller over there.
Woo!
I mean, these guys don't walk on water, they dance on water.
Oh, yes. I can't see past the second row, whose faces.
You don't have to, honey,
Okay.
you don't have to. So surely there are some questions from out in front, before I let you all go home.
I just want to say that this also works.
Hang on one second, Joe.
Okay.
This also works, the first time I saw it was in an actual hotel room,
Yes,
and it was just mind-boggling.
Is that Randy?
Randy.
Yes.
Sitting back like you were peeking through the window,
Right.
It was worked so well, it was so good. And now I'm happy to see it on the stage. And, bravo.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, we got to do it immersively. We did it in an actual hotel room with 20 people at a time, and it was so fun. It was like acting inside of a live movie.
Are you going to try to create that on a bigger stage that you're going to have in New York?
It taught us that.
I think one of the things that I loved about coming up in New York was that literally we would have class in rooms that were the size of that little motel room. So you were kind of always in those small spaces, and I feel like somehow that's the kind of intimacy you're looking for on a really huge stage anyway. You can't pretend to have that, and you've got to have it. And so I feel like, in a way, it was the best place for us to cut our teeth.
Yeah, the hotel room was terrific.
Yeah.
Well, you have to understand that I came in tonight not having any concept of what
No.
you were bringing to the stage. Frankly, I thought it was going to be a musical.
I don't let Mel sing.
Thank you, God, my musical.
I don't let him sing.
And then when I saw choreographers here, it's got to be a musical.
right.
And it's called Electric.
How funny.
I really think that you have taught a very interesting lesson. You have awakened people who certainly know what the story has been for the last 50 years, and miraculous things in some ways have happened, even though it's taken a long time.
Yeah.
But there were still lessons to be taught. There were some things that I frankly hadn't really encompassed before.
Wow.
And Lord knows my life is a gay life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a dancer, I'm in show business. What else do I have? Jews and gays. And something today on a very intimate level that you made very precious.
That's
So,
lovely. Thank you.
you.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing about Michael, who he's shy, but this play would not have happened without this.
Yeah, give it up for Michael. Woo!
He's not a producer before. He's an architect, and we met on a cruise ship to Alaska. And he said, you know, I had a film that was in the cruise ship. And they brought me on the cruise, and he said, "What have you done?" And I said, "I just wrote this play, but you know, I don't know how I'm going to get it done." And then the film played here, and he came, and he said, "What about that play you wrote?" And I said, "Oh, I haven't done anything with it yet." And he said, "Can I read it?" And he read it, and he said, "This is my life story. I'm going to get this made."
Oh.
And
Awesome.
This is the man that made it.
Kitty, yeah, she's so gorgeous.
So, Dan
Yes.
the man.
Dan the man.
And, yeah.
How
Agreed.
did you guys approach him to bring it here? How did that work?
Defined approach. We got in his face and begged, yes. No, he was wonderful. Dan has been amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
Yay, Dan!
he makes a ton of money off this show. And he's raking it in. But he has given us a home, and we have to live with him, so we can't say too much to get the.
No.
But he's our guy. Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
You know what? Can I just throw something in here, because I think we may not have mentioned this, but this was, I mean, Terry's been writing forever, right? It's TV, films, everything. But this was his first play, which is kind of a remarkable thing.
Yes,
Because,
it
you know,
is.
out of nowhere, he wrote this beautiful play.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's, reminds me of like a chamber piece. You know, it's got this really kind of beautiful musicality to it.
You have the part.
Because Dan Gore is about to take over anyway.
Well, the amazing thing is, God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
And I cannot help but think that people are so anxious to get out of the cocoons that they're in everywhere in the world, and especially in New York, and that the timing for this kind of a play and what you have to say in it, and thank God you do have a few laughs in it. Some of those scenes are very heavy
They're heavy.
and very hard to take, and therefore the laughter is very much appreciated. I cannot help but think that you are going to be smiled on, and nice things will happen. And I'm off the dog here.
Bravo, bravo.
Surely there's another question out there.
I have one.
Okay.
Okay, so Jerry,
Scott.
I've known you for years, and I've seen this play in many different haunted venues. But I don't know this one answer. How long did it take you to write?
Oh.
You know what? It just it just kind of poured out of me, and I had been writing these TV movies and getting the worst notes that you have to take from producers, like it's a comedy, but don't make it funny. We don't like characters with flaws. I mean, these were horrible notes, and I was having to write these things, and my soul was draining out of my body. And I'm like, I have got to write something that I don't have to take a note from anybody. And what is left is theater. It's the only thing where playwright's the king. So I just decided I wanted to do something important. I wanted to do this journey, and I sat down at my desk, and I had the first draft in a month.
Wow.
And then I just fussed with it, but it just kind of came out of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you find things in rehearsal and then putting it together that you added or subtracted?
No, everything was my idea. No.
There have been a lot of change. I mean, even I wasn't the first. I actually took over for the brilliant Kevin Scott Allen, who originated the role.
It started in LA.
And then when it came to Palm Springs, but it was so wild because even in the few years I've been doing it, it's morphed. It keeps morphing.
Sure.
It morphed over COVID. It's like we came back and we our lives are different. We're looking at this play differently. It's the words coming out of our mouths differently than we did a year and a half ago. They're coming out different.
When I can actually say the words, but I stumble over a few.
I want to tell you guys, this is the best performance I've ever seen.
Yes.
It choked me up. It made me laugh as
much as it's ever made me laugh. And
Especially the-
Terry's one of our best friends, and same with Mel. And I've seen your journey from the beginning play with Kevin Scott. And this one, you guys nailed it. So
Thank you.
let's give it up for him again. Woo!
Since Paul just said something, tomorrow night at Quads, Paul and Steven host a video every week. They celebrate somebody like Barbara Streisand or Ethel Merman. And tomorrow is Terry Ray.
Yes.
So we're having 3 hours of Terry Ray videos tomorrow night at Quads. So please come.
3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's free.
Yes. You're all invited, so please come.
I loved it. Thank you for bringing AIDS to the forefront again for all of us that live through it and the younger people that need to hear this story. You have me
Well,
in
I
tears.
think we have
Me
a
too.
survival story now. It's like
Yeah.
we're the survivors.
Right.
So I wanted to tell a survival story.
You did a great job of it.
Yeah.
And both
Yeah.
of your acting is
Oh, it's
incredible.
wonderful.
Exceptional. Exceptional.
I can't start a time for the meeting.
Woo!
I didn't give myself a time.
Did Larry, somebody else?
Larry LaFont has a question.
No, he doesn't.
I'm trying to embarrass Larry.
I know you all very well.
There's Larry.
That's the question. Y'all help me thank Ruta Lee. And,
Yay, Ruta! Woo!
It's such a gift for you to be here with us for opening night. It made it super special for us. I love her book. I'm just saying.
I gotta get it.
We're all gonna get it.
How do they do it? Are they paying you? How do they get the book?
Where do you do this?
I don't take credit cards.
Oh.
I don't have anything, but I'm charging what the price is on the
So they
book.
just have cash and they can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just has a few with her, so
Yeah,
that she'll
I
sign. if
do,
you
I
it.
do. I'd be very happy to sign them. But I'm just very happy to be a part of this wonderful evening.
Well, you know you're
cannot
my
have-
bestie, and I'm not letting you go.
I have my angel, and I just cannot help but say, may the powers that be, may God keep smiling on all of you, and from my mouth to God's ear, that you have the biggest hit that ever happened. The timing is right.
Well, you'll be with us in New York on opening night.
You bet your sweet ass.
Woo! Yeah.